Hi, everybody. Welcome to our second, I would say welcome to 2024, but this is the second video of
We're
2024.
already there. We're in it.
We're already there. We're living in the future. But this is one of my favorite episodes of the year to record, mainly just because it puts on our on record like
Yes.
what we're looking forward to in the new year. And sometimes it's fun to go back and be like, what were we thinking?
Yeah.
This year, my list is classier, so like I think that I'll be safe.
My list is full of garbage.
Today's video is our most anticipated movies of 2024.
Yes.
But before we do that, Rob, I feel like we
Tell me.
need to revisit what our most anticipated movies of 2023 were and see
Yes.
how that held up. Okay, so my picks were Asteroid City, which is in the running for one of my least favorite Wes Andersons.
Nope.
So
That didn't bear
good
up for you.
job, me. And I remember saying that I was very excited about Tom Hanks and Margot Robbie being added to the cast. And Margot Robbie was in one scene that I've seen people for the entire year calling out how brilliant it was.
Yeah.
And I don't understand anything they're saying in that scene. Subtext on top of subtext that I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about anymore.
I like that movie a lot more than you do, but that movie was not for you. Yeah.
No, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which I said after seeing it the first time, I was like, well, at least it's better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And then I went back and watched Crystal Skull, and I would much rather watch Crystal Skull than Dial of Destiny. I couldn't even finish it the second time. And then I also had anything Anya Taylor Joy does,
So
which was
last year that was what?
the Super Mario Brothers movie at the
So
time.
your picks did not work out for you.
I actually had a fourth one for some reason, and
Okay.
that was maybe the worst of all of them because it was Expendables 4.
Oh my God. All right. So Adam, what were mine from last year?
Rob, so yours were Dune Part 2.
And we should just presume that's on my list automatically this year. That carries over.
Yeah. You also had Magic Mike's Last Dance.
Magic Mike's Last Dance is a movie that I've heard a lot of people defend, and I'm eager to watch it again. I wrote a middling review of it because it wasn't what I was looking for, but I know that's not fair to the movie because you can't judge a movie that way. So I'm looking forward to rewatching that. I wasn't thrilled with it, but I have to have faith in Soderbergh that there's something there that I just wasn't seeing.
And then Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Sure. I like Mission Impossible a lot. It would have been in my top 20. So I guess I did slightly better than you. One movie that didn't come out.
You did a hell of a lot better than me, my friend.
One movie that I liked pretty well, and one, yeah.
Your backups were Creed 3, Oppenheimer, and Barbie. So you had the pulse on the year better than I
I
did.
get apparently, yeah, yeah. All right, so
Yeah.
2023, it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
It's in the past. We don't look back. We look forward.
Well, not from now on. Yeah.
What is your first pick for your most anticipated movie of the year?
So I'm going to go in reverse order from 3 to 1,
Okay.
1 being my most anticipated as of right now. And I'm gonna do something in honor of Erica Bromley, whose birthday is this week. I'm gonna do a tie for third.
And Erica Ty. All right, so
So
what's your Erica Ty?
so my tie is between Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis,
Hmm.
which got confirmed this weekend as being a 2024 release, but it's not dated yet.
Right.
And the next Yorgos Lanthimos Emma
Mhm.
Stone collaboration called Kinds of Kindness, which is also supposed to be a 2024 release.
Right, which was a shot before Poor Things or shot after Poor Things?
I don't know, but what really intrigues me is that it's an anthology
Hmm.
and it's stars Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, Willem Dafoe, and Margaret Qualley,
Yeah,
and they all play different characters in each story.
yeah.
And that sounds really good.
Poor Things, obviously, if you've read the site, you know my favorite movie of last year.
I must go punch that baby.
So I'm equally excited for this one. I hope it's going to be good. Tell me about why Megalopolis is on your list. Not that it should
Um,
be there, just curious.
Yeah, I like Francis Ford Coppola movies. Even when they're failures, there's always a lot of stuff to get from them. They're always interesting failures. And this is his passion project. He self-funded it. He sold off parts of his vineyard in order to make this. This is something that he's had in his mind for decades and has wanted to do. The cast is incredible. It's like Adam Driver and Lawrence Fishburne and Shia LaBeouf and
And
Natalie.
really a departure for Francis Ford Coppola to like sell off life and limb to make a passion project.
He's one of the last ones
Totally.
of his kind still making movies. So like, of course, I want to see what his passion project is.
All right. So I said mine are trashy this year. Mine are like, ooh, that looks like intriguing and interesting way. Let's just go. Let's just hit the case stew right off the top. I'm gonna go with Love Lies Bleeding. This sort of kind of what looks to me like a kind of queer sort of murder romance thriller. Um, Katie O'Brien and Kristen Stewart seem to play sort of lovers on the run. I know nothing about this movie aside from what I saw in the excellent trailer. Um,
Trailer's really good.
it's cool to see A24 is in this interesting place because I know we're sort of A24 is kind of in its teen years right now where we're over the initial like oh my god and then now we're rolling our eyes and now we're getting kind of ironic and stuff where it seems like some A24 projects are going to like push kind of major studio limits. Some are going to be more kind of idiosyncratic, and this one to me feels like a messy kind of idiosyncratic kind of thriller.
Yeah.
I love
Rose Glass of Saint
Rose
Maud.
Rose Glass's last movie, Saint Maud. I was a huge fan of that one. And the trailer just looks badass. I really like the choices, obviously, that Kristen Stewart is making. I like that she's kind of helping kind of films get shepherded in, and just like one of your, not to spoil anything, but there's a pick coming from you later. The film also stars Jenna Malone, who I've had a crush on since
Yeah.
2008 Saved, I think.
Yeah, I had this as a backup pick. I think it looks great. The trailer's amazing. Ed Harris is playing the Crypt Keeper. I'm all in. And like you said, I mean, Kristen Stewart is she has an incredible taste in projects and picking interesting movies, and this looks so good. And I can't wait for March when it comes out. All right, so I'm gonna go with a movie that I named as a backup pick last year,
Okay.
but it has to come out this year. I don't know like what would be holding it back. And my number two is Maxine, directed by Ty West, the capper of the Pearl trilogy, or the X trilogy. I don't know, but Pearl and X were both on my top 10 list last year. I love both movies, and I'll follow Mia Goth to any movie at this point. She's just like one of the most interesting actors working, and I love her presence. And she's always just impressing me more and more, like breaking new ground with
Yeah.
each movie. I hope this collaboration between her and Ty West continues after this trilogy. And then just kind of another thing, like, something you'll always say because it's like you don't know much about these movies. Like, the cast is great. It's like got her and like Kevin Bacon and Halsey and like a bunch of other people. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I hope that it gets released some point early in 2024 because I can't wait.
I'm obviously like you, a huge fan of Pearl and of X. We were talking this week on the site, especially you guys on the top 10 show about what a stacked year it was. And I kept thinking about Infinity Pool. And Infinity Pool was not a film I was really a fan of, but Mia Goth is batshit bonkers insane in that movie.
She's so good
And
on that.
I
Yeah.
feel like any other year that would have at least earned her like a Golden Globe nomination. You know what I mean? Like she would have gotten a little bit more attention for that movie, I think, in any other year.
Give her
Um,
an indie spirit at least.
yeah, at least something. Yeah, she
Yeah.
definitely was. She was incredibly interesting in that movie, just playing a cartoon character. All right, my next one. I'm gonna go with. All right, yeah, I said we're doing trash. So I'm going with Luca Guadagnino's next film, Challengers, the
Yeah.
Zendaya-led tennis thriller. I don't know this. This trailer is goofy as shit. It looks really trashy. And I just want to listen. I've been watching Prestige, screener season, like the best films of the year, the most moving, operatic, change your life movies, and I just want a little. I want a plate of Cheetos. That's what I want. I want a plate of Cheetos.
Yeah, it does look fun. I saw the trailer for it again before The Beekeeper, which sucks. And I much rather would have been watching Challengers. I like that Zendaya is doing a movie that's not involved in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or Dune. I'm sorry, Rob. I'm just not a
Okay.
Dune guy. But I think that yeah, like it's Mike Feist, I think.
Yeah.
It's some other white that is in there. So like it looks fun. It looks trashy. It looks wild, thingsy.
Yeah.
I'm into it. My number one pick
You're number one. Sorry.
is Horizon, which sounds like the most Kevin Costner thing that Kevin Costner could ever
Yeah.
do. I don't know if this is true, but I heard that he, kind of like Francis Ford Coppola, funding Megalopolis on his own. This is Kevin Costner's passion project that he mostly funded on his own with Yellowstone money. And when
Mhm.
he had enough Yellowstone money, he got out of there to make Horizon, and it's a two-parter. The first part comes out at the end of June. The second part comes out in the middle of August. It's about the expansion of the American West pre and post Civil War. It's got Kevin Costner writing, directing, producing, and starring in it. It's got Sam Worthington. It's got Sienna Miller. It's got Jenna Malone, Will
Yes.
Patton, Jeff Fahey, Giovanni Ribisi. I can't wait. I love Kevin Costner. I love when he's on his bullshit with like his auteur
Oh, yeah.
business. Just the fact that it's like a two-part western is exciting. So I can't wait.
All right, my number one. I mean, I got to give it up for my girl Anna. Anna Kendrick directed a
Mhm.
film late last year. It's already showed at some festivals to some pretty solid reviews. It's called Woman of the Hour. She co-stars, I believe, and it's the story of a serial killer who was in the midst of a killing spree when he took part in an episode of The Dating Game. I don't know really too much about this story at all, but I gotta show up for Anna. I'm really interested to see what life's like behind the camera for her. She's such an interesting sort of dynamic. We joke about it and stuff like that, but I do find her to be a really interesting presence, like on the stage, on the screen. I've read her book and stuff. Like she's got a lot going on, so it's really nice to see her move into the directing space because I'm really curious to see what she does. I think she could probably have a really interesting career as a director if she's allowed to have one.
Yeah, I didn't know what this was until you sent me the title and then I looked it up. I saw Netflix got it, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't say when it's coming
No
out.
release yet, yeah.
And I have seen that she's gonna be in a movie with Jake Johnson that's coming out like this
Yes.
month.
She'll be in that. She's not directing that, or she
He's
didn't.
not direct. I think he directed
Yeah,
that.
I think it's his
Yeah.
directorial, right? They know each other, I think, probably from the Drinking Buddies days, I think, right?
Yeah. Rob, do you have any backup picks?
No, my backup was Dune Part Two, which is which is carryover from last year. What about you?
I do have a few. I haven't learned, so I'll put Bad Boys 4.
Yeah.
Um, I'm excited about the Alien Romulus movie. I think it's called Romulus.
Okay.
It's Fede Alvarez directing, and it's got Kaylee Spaney in the
Sure.
lead role. So
Yeah.
I'm into it for those two reasons. Terrifier 3, although I've never returned to Terrifier 2 in its entirety, but I'm curious about Christmas Terrifier.
Okay.
Um, I should know better, but there's a few streaming titles I'm excited about. I don't know why I want to watch Beverly Hills Cop: Axel F, but I will.
I mean, is it the worst title of
It's
all
pretty bad.
time?
It's pretty bad. Um, Amazon has got a couple movies coming direct to streaming. The Roadhouse remake with Jake Gyllenhaal, directed by Doug Liman, where he plays a UFC fighter who's a cooler in the Florida
Sure.
Keys.
Sure.
Um, there's a movie called The Idea of You with Anne Hathaway and the quarterback from Bottoms, and she takes her daughter to Coachella to see a boy band, and he is in the boy band, and they fall in love.
Who is anyone a tugboat captain in that movie though?
And then I put Twisters
Yeah.
because it's Lee Isaac Chung of Minari, and it's got
Wild.
Daisy Edgar Jones in it.
Sure.
So I don't know. It's not that I'm expecting like Top Gun Maverick out of Twisters, but it's interesting that there's never been a sequel to Twisters, and now there's all of a sudden a sequel to Twister, and now all of a sudden there's a sequel to Twister.
Yeah. And it follows the James Cameron rule of just add the S.
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, 2024,
Hmm.
maybe it'll be a good year.
Maybe we'll get a new PTA.
Maybe.
I heard that he's doing something with DiCaprio. Maybe we'll get the Movie Critic, the last Quentin Tarantino movie.
Maybe. We'll
Because
see.
I look back at my top 10 and like 9 of those movies I hadn't even heard of at the beginning of the
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So you never know. But here's one thing I do know.
Tell me.
We'll be back next week
Mm.
with a fun episode that we've been doing the past couple years to celebrate the new year. This year, we're ringing in 2024 a third time with our favorite movies from the year that we turned 24. And our special guest, Dana Buckler, will be back with us. And we will
Yes.
be talking about, Rob, what movie did you pick for yours?
I turned 24 in 2010, so my pick will be The Social Network.
I turned 24 in 2006, so my pick will be Casino Royale. And Dana turned 24 in 2002. And I love this, but I don't know why he picked it, but I can't wait to hear more. He picked Pool Hall Junkies. So until next time,
Happy New Year
a
for the
second,
second of third 3 times.
we're just going to keep doing New Year's episodes all year. All year.